What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Hope you're ready to flex those brain muscles. So I graduated in May with a BS in applied mathematics, but it was under the stipulation that I would take one course over the summer, and that one course I'm taking is differential equations, and the first day of class is tomorrow. It's a 5-week course, and I know that may be surprising that I'm taking Diff EQ this late in the game. A lot of students take this as a junior, sophomore, maybe even a freshman. But that's just kind of how it worked out. So at Texas State University, once you take Cal 2, it opens you up to taking all kinds of different maths. And I ended up just taking other things. I took Cal 3, I took linear, I took analysis 1, analysis 2, discrete 1, discrete 2, probability, statistics, took a couple computer science classes. I took other stuff, and Diff EQ was just kind of there. It's the last course I have to take until I finish with a C or higher. Texas State is holding my diploma for me, so no pressure, right? Gotta finish. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking ahead at the syllabus. I'm looking ahead and making some notes of the material and that sort of thing, and I was thinking, you know, I can make a video sharing my experience on the things I do that help me succeed in math classes. And I could sit here and probably ramble for like 30 minutes on the different things I do because I have that experience. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I know what works. I know what doesn't, at least for me. But I wanted to focus on one area with this video, and that is note taking. And if I can humbly say this about myself, I am a damn good note taker, and I have some notes that are really good. I mean, you could print these and frame them on your wall. They're that good, okay? But that's just because I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making really good quality notes. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I do that, how I do that, and how it helps me succeed in my math class, and it has other benefits as well, as we're about to see. So hope you enjoyed this video. I understand as well that there are some people who know a lot more math than me who are subscribed to me. So if you have any tips, suggestions, advice, that sort of thing going toward into taking differential equations, leave them below. I'd love to hear from y'all. I'll respond to all the comments and that sort of thing, but hope y'all enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm here on my iPad. This is what I personally use to take notes. I write them all out with an Apple Pencil, and I store them in this app called Good Notes along with all my textbooks. So it's all super convenient, and this is a pretty new thing for me actually. It was a late Christmas present to myself, so I got it in like January, but I love it. Super convenient. The quality of my notes has stepped up, and I have everything just right here in front of me, like 15 different textbooks, notes from every class, all right here. So I personally think it's worth the investment, but just to make it clear, this is not a requirement to do any of the things I'm about to talk about. In fact, I was making very high quality notes with just a pencil and paper before I ever got this iPad. So just want to make that clear before we start. But here's what I'm doing for differential equations. I'm looking ahead at the syllabus, and I'm writing out these section numbers here. So 1.1, 1.2, classification of differential equations, right? And I'm looking ahead at the syllabus and the material that's coming up for the week, and I'm going through the book and I'm writing out definitions, I'm writing out examples, I'm writing out theorems, and I'm skimming and reading through the book and trying to look ahead at the material that's coming up so I can try to understand as much as I can before I show up to the lecture. And here's the reason why I think this is a game changer, because a lot of students struggle with making good use and benefiting from math lectures because what they do is they show up, they pull their pencil and paper out, and they sort of turn their brain off, and they write things down just for the sake of writing them down and just for the sake of having them in their notes, right? But the problem is, and maybe you can relate to this, I know I can, we write all this stuff down, we go home, we pull out our homework, ready to do our homework, we look at our notes, and we realize we have no idea what it is we have written down. I know I've been there, right? And yeah, we wrote all this stuff down. I'm like, man, I don't know what any of this means. How did I even get from that step to that step, right? So that's what I think doing this helps with, is we get sort of the tedious, you know, writing definitions, that sort of thing. We get that stuff out of the way outside of lecture so that when we show up to lecture, there's less pressure to have to write every single thing down. Instead, we can just go back and make little adjustments, make little extra notes, and it's easier to be active during the lecture. And what I mean by that is to turn our brains on and to think about what's going on and think about what the instructor is saying and try to understand and interpret it, right? And think about the examples that are being done and trying to work along with the instructor instead of just copying down what he's doing, right? Sort of a different perspective we have when we have a little bit of background information on what's coming ahead. So that's some of the best advice I can give as far as note-taking and benefiting more from the lectures you're going to. So that's what I'm going to try to stick throughout the semester. I know it's easier said than done when the semester gets busy. Sometimes you're not always able to find the time to look ahead, but I'm going to try really hard to stick to this and see how much it benefits me. As you can see, I just started. I have half a page, but These are the notes I'm really proud of. These are my linear algebra notes. So another benefit from writing notes out like this, and obviously this wasn't the first draft, this is after many revisions, going back and adding things and making corrections and replacing things, but another benefit from notes like this is that come exam time, it's really easy to review for the exams. All the instructor has to do is tell me the sections that are going to be on the exam, and I can go right to those sections. I have everything in that section all in my own words, which is really beneficial because it makes it a lot easier to read and understand something if it's in my own words, right? I wrote it down, and I wrote it down the way I interpret it. Okay, so it makes a lot more sense when I go back and read this stuff. And also, if you're like me, you hate the feeling of taking a course and a year going by and looking back at the material and just being like, oh man, I don't remember a lot of this, right? That's how I feel about Calculus 3 personally. It's unfortunate, but yeah, that's how I feel. I look back at the material and I'm like, man, I don't remember much of this. So making these notes also helps with that because I retain the information longer. But again, I'm also able to look back, and it's easier to sort of do a quick review, quick refresh, and understand that material again, right? It's a lot harder to go out and do it on your own using other resources. It can still be done, but it's easier when you have these kind of notes in your own words. Yeah, and if you're like me, I want to be involved with math for the rest of my life, learning it, teaching it, all that stuff. So this is definitely something worth having. You know, if I'm an instructor somewhere one day and they come to me and they say, hey, we need you to teach 2 linear algebra courses, I don't have to turn that down because I'm not prepared, right? I'll have notes, I'll have examples. Sure, I may have to do a lot of work around preparing myself still, but I think it'll make it easier when I have notes like this. And potentially I could even provide these as a resource to students one day. Who knows? If I'm willing to give people access to these, they're kind of precious to me. I'm weird about my notes, but hopefully this video helped. Hopefully I gave some good suggestions that you can try to improve your performance in your math classes. If you have anything to say, let me know in the comments below, and look forward to a video coming later this week. I think I'll make a calculus topic, maybe discrete math, more stuff to come. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and most importantly, keep flexing those brain muscles.